Most people don't realize the body whispers before it screams. Today, you'll learn the silent signs doctors say you should never ignore. I need you to listen closely, because what we're about to uncover could change everything for you or for someone you love. These aren't just symptoms. They're the first, fragile signs your body might be fighting a silent battle deep inside, one that you can't see, and one that, if caught in time, you can still win. It's easy to believe that getting older just comes with discomfort. A little itch here, a strange feeling there. Maybe it's dry skin, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's nothing, until one day it isn't. Doctors are now warning certain kinds of persistent itching in very specific parts of the body may be early signals of something far more serious. Early warnings of illness. In some heartbreaking cases, even the earliest signs of cancer. No one wants to believe that a simple itch could mean something more. But ignoring it doesn't make it go away. Pretending not to notice doesn't heal the body. Only awareness, only action, only courage to look closer. That's what saves lives. You might think, it's just age catching up with me. You might feel a little embarrassed to even mention it to a doctor. But listen carefully. There is no shame in protecting your life. There is no shame in loving yourself enough to ask, to wonder, to check. In the next few moments, I'll walk you through 5 very specific spots where persistent itching could mean much more than dry skin. 5 places on your body you must never ignore, especially if you or someone you love is entering their golden years. Knowledge is power, and when it comes to your health, power means time. Power means choices. Power means being there for another holiday season, another birthday, another day to laugh, to love, to live. So stay with me, open your heart, pay close attention, because the body doesn't shout right away. It whispers, and today we are going to learn how to listen. I want to tell you about someone very dear to me. His name was Walter. He wasn't famous. He didn't make headlines. But to those who loved him, he was larger than life. He was the kind of man who laughed loud, worked hard, and never once complained about anything. Not even when he probably should have. Walter started feeling an itch. It was nothing dramatic at first, just a little irritation on his upper back, right between the shoulder blades. He'd shrug it off with a laugh, say it was probably the laundry detergent or the dry winter air. He had bigger things to worry about, or so he thought. Weeks turned into months. That itch grew worse. It spread. Sometimes it would keep him up at night. Sometimes it would leave little red marks where he scratched too hard. Still, he said it was nothing. He was stubborn, proud, maybe even a little afraid of what he didn't know. The truth finally came crashing down when he went to the doctor. Far too late. It wasn't dry skin. It wasn't an allergy. It was a blood cancer, something called lymphoma. And by the time they found it, it had already made itself at home in his body, deeper than anyone could easily reach. I still remember the day he told me. He wasn't angry. He wasn't bitter. He just looked tired and sad. Not just for himself, but for the time he was going to miss. The birthdays, the family dinners, the quiet moments he would have given anything to have back. Walter fought hard. He gave it everything he had. But sometimes, when cancer has too much of a head start, even the strongest spirit can't catch up. If only he had listened to his body when it whispered. If only he had asked the question sooner. If only he had known that a simple itch could be the first crack in the foundation. Maybe, just maybe, the ending would have been different. I share this story not to scare you, but to awaken something inside you. To remind you that it's never foolish, never weak, to pay attention to your body's quiet signals. Walter's story could be anyone's story. It could happen to your neighbor, your friend, your brother. It could happen to you. And that's why today we're going to go deeper. We're going to learn exactly what to look for and what you should never, ever ignore. Spot number 1, scalp itching. It might surprise you how much your scalp can tell you about what's happening deeper inside your body. You know, most people think an itchy scalp is just dandruff or maybe a new shampoo causing irritation. And sometimes it really is that simple. But there's another side, a side not many people talk about until it's too late. Doctors are finding that persistent scalp itching, the kind that doesn't go away, the kind that makes you scratch even when you're half asleep, can sometimes be linked to blood disorders. Even early signs of lymphoma. Let's think about that for a second. An itch. Just an itch. It doesn't seem dangerous. It doesn't scream for attention. It's quiet, but it can be the first whisper that something is wrong with the blood, the lymphatic system, the very systems that fuel every part of your body. Now, you might wonder, what exactly does this kind of itching feel like? It's not the usual dry skin itch that calms down with a little conditioner or a change of shampoo. It's deeper. It feels almost like it's coming from under the skin. Some people describe it like a tingling, almost like little invisible ants crawling over one spot, again and again, no matter how much they scratch. Others say it feels hot, irritated, as if the skin is fine on the outside, but inside, something is unsettled, almost vibrating with discomfort. Here's the thing. When this kind of itch appears with other symptoms, that's when you need to take it seriously. Are you feeling unusually tired lately? Not the regular, I had a long day tired, but a bone-deep exhaustion that doesn't match how much you've done? Have you found a small lump, maybe behind your ear, along your neck, or at the base of your skull, that wasn't there before? Even if it's not painful? If you said yes to any of that, it's time to listen more closely to what your body is telling you. Let me share a story. A woman, let's call her Margaret, was 68 when she started feeling this persistent itching on her scalp. At first, she thought it was just the dry winter air. She tried moisturizing shampoos, natural oils, even switched her pillowcase. Nothing worked. Over the next few weeks, she noticed she was more tired than usual. Walking from the car to the front door felt harder. She chalked it up to aging, like so many of us do. Then she felt a small, hard lump behind her right ear. Still, she hesitated to go to the doctor. She didn't want to make a fuss. When she finally went, the diagnosis was clear. Early-stage lymphoma. The good news? Because she caught it when she did, her chances of recovery were much better than if she had waited any longer. Today, she's in remission, alive, thriving, and she'll tell anyone who listens that itch saved her life. Here's something important to know. Not every itchy scalp is a cause for panic. If you've changed products recently, if the seasons have shifted, if you're prone to dry skin and it goes away after a few days with some treatment, you're probably okay. But if the itch lingers, if it gets worse, if it's stubborn even when you treat it, and if you notice other strange symptoms creeping in, that's not something to ignore. That's your body whispering. It's tempting to self-diagnose with over-the-counter remedies. And sure, moisturizing shampoos, hydrating conditioners, even a humidifier at home can help when dry air is the culprit. But if it doesn't improve, if weeks pass and that itching is still gnawing at you, it's time to take it seriously. It's time to call your doctor, to advocate for yourself, to say something doesn't feel right and I need you to help me find out why. And listen, don't be afraid. It's not weakness to ask for help. It's courage. It's wisdom. It's love for yourself and love for the people who want you around for as many years as possible. You're not overreacting. You're not wasting anyone's time. You're choosing life. Have you ever felt an odd itch on your scalp that wouldn't go away, no matter what you tried? If you have, share your story in the comments. You are not alone. Someone else out there might be feeling the same thing right now, wondering if they're imagining it, wondering if they should speak up. Your story could be the reason someone else decides to listen to their body today. Spot number 2, upper back itch. How often do we blame our back pain or discomfort on a bad night's sleep? A rough mattress? Lifting something the wrong way? It's so easy to brush it off until it's not. The truth is, doctors have found that persistent, unexplained itching in the upper back, especially if it feels deep under the skin, can sometimes be a warning flag for something much more serious. In some cases, it's linked to internal issues with the liver, the pancreas, even early stages of hidden cancers that haven't yet made their presence obvious in other ways. Now, I know that sounds heavy, and it is, but let's break it down simply so you can really understand what your body might be trying to tell you. When your organs are struggling, especially major ones like the liver or pancreas, they sometimes can't clear toxins from the body properly. Those toxins build up quietly inside you long before pain sets in. And one of the earliest ways they might show themselves is through your skin, through an itch that no amount of scratching can soothe. Because it's not really the skin that's the problem. It's what's happening underneath. The skin, in many ways, is a mirror for the organs. When the liver is overburdened, when the pancreas is inflamed, the skin often starts whispering before anything else does. Now, let's be clear, muscle soreness and a deeper organ-related itch are two very different experiences. Muscle soreness usually feels tight, tender to the touch. Maybe you twist a certain way and feel a sharp pain or a pulling sensation. But an itch from deeper organ stress is strange. It doesn't change with movement. It's not about muscles at all. It's a gnawing sensation, almost like a shadow under the skin. It's restless. It's nagging. It's not dramatic, but it refuses to leave. I want to share a real story with you. There was a man, we'll call him Thomas, who worked his whole life as a mechanic, tough as nails, rarely saw a doctor. One summer, he started feeling an itch right across his shoulder blades. He joked that it was from leaning over car engines all day, straining his back. But no matter how much he stretched, no matter how many muscle rubs he used, the itch stayed. Some days it felt almost electric, like tiny invisible sparks under his skin. Weeks turned into months. Finally, when the discomfort started waking him up at night, he gave in and went for a checkup. That visit saved his life. They discovered early signs of pancreatic trouble, something that could have turned deadly if ignored for much longer. Because Thomas caught it when he did, he had options. Treatments that worked. Today, he's retired, fishing with his grandkids, grateful he listened to that strange little whisper his body sent. And maybe you're wondering, when should you be worried about an upper back itch? Here's the truth, if you've been gardening, working out, doing heavy lifting, and you wake up with a sore back, that's probably normal. But if it's an itch you can't explain, if it's deep, persistent, not relieved by creams or lotions, and especially if you notice changes in appetite, unexplained weight loss, yellowing of the skin or eyes, or just that something isn't right feeling deep inside you, it's time to call your doctor. You are not overreacting. You are being smart. You are giving yourself the gift of time, and time is everything. Listen, you have one life, one story. And every day you listen to your body, you are fighting for a longer, richer story. Let's take a breath together here. We've already covered two incredibly important places where your body might try to talk to you. First, the scalp, that deep, persistent itching that could hint at blood disorders or lymphoma. And now, the upper back, where deeper, internal troubles might first whisper their arrival through the skin. Spot number 3, lower legs itch. It's easy to dismiss an itch here as just dry skin or a minor irritation. But sometimes it's more than that. Imagine this. You're sitting comfortably, perhaps reading a book or watching your favorite show, and suddenly there's this persistent itch on your lower legs. You scratch, thinking it'll go away, but it doesn't. It lingers, becoming a constant companion. This isn't just an annoyance, it could be your body's way of signaling that something deeper is amiss. You see, our kidneys play a crucial role in filtering waste from our blood. When they aren't functioning properly, toxins can build up, leading to various symptoms, including itchy skin. This condition, known as uremic pruritus, is common in individuals with chronic kidney disease. It's not just a surface-level itch, it's a deep, unrelenting sensation that can disrupt daily life. Similarly, poor circulation, often due to conditions like chronic venous insufficiency, can cause blood to pool in the lower legs. This pooling increases pressure in the veins, leading to skin changes, swelling, and, yes, itching. Over time, the skin may become discolored, dry, and even develop sores. Let me share a story. There's a gentleman named Samuel, in his late 60s, who began experiencing persistent itching on his lower legs. Initially, he attributed it to dry skin and tried various lotions, but nothing helped. As weeks turned into months, the itching intensified, and he noticed his legs swelling and the skin darkening. Concerned, he visited his doctor and was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. With proper treatment, including compression therapy and lifestyle changes. Samuel managed to alleviate the symptoms and prevent further complications. Now, you might be wondering, how can you differentiate between a harmless itch and one that signals a deeper issue? Pay attention to accompanying symptoms. Is there swelling, skin discoloration, or a feeling of heaviness in your legs? Does the itching persist despite moisturizing and other remedies? If so, it's essential to consult a healthcare professional. At home, you can monitor your symptoms by keeping a journal. Note when the itching occurs, its intensity, and any other accompanying signs. This information can be invaluable for your doctor in determining the underlying cause. Spot number 4, hands and feet itch. Let's keep going, my friend. Now, we move down to two places that work so hard for us every day, the hands and feet. They carry us through life. They hold our loved ones. They build our dreams. And sometimes, they're the first to tell us when something deeper is wrong inside. Imagine waking up at night with your hands or feet itching like crazy. Not a passing dryness, not something a little lotion fixes, but a deep, constant, almost burning sensation. Maybe you try to rub it away, maybe you think it's the socks, maybe you just blame the weather. But what if it's your body trying desperately to wave a red flag? Doctors have found that persistent itching in the hands and feet can be an early sign of liver problems. When the liver struggles to filter toxins properly, those toxins can start irritating the nerves under your skin, especially in the palms and soles, where your nerve endings are more concentrated. The distress becomes obvious earlier than anywhere else. Blood diseases can have similar effects too, messing with your blood flow, your oxygen levels, even your immune system, creating all sorts of strange skin sensations. There's a lady named Margaret, she's 72 now, who thought the constant tingling and itching in her feet was just old nerves acting up. She started wearing thicker socks, soaking her feet at night, even taking allergy pills. But it didn't stop. When she finally mentioned it to her doctor, after almost a year, blood tests showed early liver disease. Early enough that, with medication and some big changes in diet, Margaret turned things around. Today, she's more active than ever, walking every morning with her golden retriever, Molly. So what are the sensations you need to pay special attention to? It's that persistent, unexplained tingling. It's when your hands or feet feel like they're buzzing, burning, or itching deep under the skin, not just on the surface. If it's happening often, especially at night, especially without visible rashes or allergies, that's not something to just push aside. And speaking of liver health, let's talk real for a second. Our modern lifestyles are pretty rough on the liver. Too much sugar, too much alcohol, too little water, all of these quietly chip away at our liver's ability to protect us. Every extra teaspoon of sugar we don't need, every drink we didn't really enjoy, they pile up. Dehydration stresses every cell in your body, especially your liver. But here's the hope: you can change it. You can help your body right now. A little less sugar in your coffee. A few more glasses of water a day. A walk instead of an extra drink. These aren't grand, sweeping, impossible changes. They're small steps. Steps toward energy, vitality, longer days doing what you love with the people you love. And just for a second, I want you to pause. Breathe in deeply. Hold that breath for a moment. Now let it go. If you're still here, watching, listening, reflecting, you're already doing something powerful. You are taking charge. You're not letting fear win. You're not letting time slip by unnoticed. You're standing up for your future, for your health, for yourself. Spot number 5, chest and belly itch. The chest and the belly. These are places we usually don't think much about when it comes to itching. Maybe you feel a little dry skin after a shower, or maybe your shirt feels a little scratchy. Most people brush it off, but doctors have warned us that persistent, unexplained itching here could be something far more serious. Some types of skin cancers, like lymphoma or melanoma, can actually start with an itch. Not a dramatic, painful rash at first. No, just a quiet, persistent, nagging sensation across the chest, the stomach, or the sides. It's sneaky. You won't always see something right away. Sometimes the skin might look completely normal. No bumps, no rashes, just that constant feeling like something isn't quite right. Over time, though, you might start noticing other changes if you look closely. New moles that weren't there before. Spots that change color, shape, or texture. Tiny bumps that start to itch, scab over, or bleed. Discoloration that seems to spread or darken without reason. If you ever spot a mole that is asymmetrical, has uneven borders, multiple colors, or is larger than a pencil eraser, that's a red flag you shouldn't ignore. There's a man named Harold, 67 years old, who shared his story in a support group I read about. He had an odd itch right on his belly for months. He thought it was detergent or maybe just dry winter skin. His wife begged him to get it checked. Finally, after months of hesitation, he went to the dermatologist. They found early-stage melanoma. Because he listened, because he decided his life was worth the trouble of a simple appointment, he was treated early. Today, Harold's a grandfather, running around the backyard with his grandkids, building memories he almost missed. And here's something I want you to hear with your heart. It is not silly to ask for help. It is not vain to get something checked out. It is not a waste of time. It is life-saving. Your body matters. Your life matters. If something feels wrong, even if it's small, even if you're scared of making a big deal, go. Call the doctor. Get that skin checked. It could be the best decision you ever make. And now I want to ask you something. Out of all the itchy spots we talked about today, the scalp, the upper back, the lower legs, the hands and feet, and now the chest and belly, which one surprised you the most? Which one made you pause, maybe made you think of yourself or someone you love? Share your thoughts in the comments. You never know, your comment might reach someone who's been ignoring a sign, someone who needs that little push to take action. You could be part of saving a life today. Let's talk about when it's time to take action. It can be easy to brush things off, especially when you've lived through so much already. But sometimes that nagging itch or discomfort is more than just an annoying part of aging. It could be your body asking for help. Here's a simple checklist to help you figure out when it's time to see the doctor. If the itching has lasted for more than 2 weeks, that's a red flag. Your skin shouldn't be constantly irritated without reason. If it's paired with other symptoms like unusual fatigue, swelling, or unexplained weight loss, don't wait. These can be signs your body is dealing with something bigger. And if over-the-counter creams and lotions aren't helping, it's time to seek professional advice. Your skin's not just reacting to dryness, there could be an underlying cause that needs attention. Before you head to the doctor, take a moment to prepare. It might feel intimidating, but the more information you can provide, the better. Write down when the itching started, any other symptoms you've noticed, and whether they've gotten worse or better over time. Don't hesitate to ask questions. What could be causing this? Should I be worried about it? What tests should I take? Your doctor is there to help, and you deserve to understand what's going on with your body. Now, I want to leave you with a final story that will hopefully inspire you. I remember hearing about Betty, a 68-year-old woman who started feeling a persistent itch on her chest one winter. She thought it was just dry skin or maybe a reaction to a new sweater. But it didn't go away. After a couple of months, she finally went to her doctor. It turned out that she had an early stage of skin cancer. Because she caught it early, her treatment was less invasive, and today she's living cancer-free. Betty often says that listening to her body and acting quickly saved her life. You see, it's never too late to listen to those quiet whispers from your body. Even when things seem small, they can be signs of something that, if caught early, can be treated. Betty's story shows us that it's never too late to take charge of your health. You can still have a bright future ahead, no matter where you're in life. Keep listening to your body, keep looking out for those small signs, and always remember your health is worth the effort. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're here to bring you more life-saving tips, inspiring stories, and the kind of information that can truly make a difference in your life. By subscribing, you'll get notified every time we share new content that could help you or someone you love. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever experienced persistent itching, or do you have a loved one who has? Share your story, it might help someone else catch those early signs and make a life-changing decision. If you think this video could help others, give it a like and share it with your friends and family. Together, we can spread awareness and make sure no one feels alone in their health journey. Let's keep learning, growing, and looking out for one another. You've got this.